Welcome to SakshiTV Special NRA Talk Show. I'm your host Shivani Raj. For today's show, we have an international lawyer, Mr. Srinivas Kaveti. His law firm, Kaveti Law Firm, is headquartered in New York City and which is an international law firm with a global footprint operating through their offices in Australia, Asia, Europe and North America. They help individuals and companies deal with their legal matters. Their innovative approach to legal representation had made them the #1 choice for clients around the world. Kaveti Law focuses on international laws and has a strong reputation for handling international businesses, investments and immigration-related matters in the United States, Europe, Australia and Asia. So firstly, let's welcome him on our show, and we would like to also wish him a very happy birthday. So hello, Mr. Srinivas. I hope you're doing well. Can you please introduce a little about yourself and what you do?
Thank you very much, Shivani, and I really thank you. And you guys have taken me on my birthday. It's a very special day for me. I'm coming for the first time in Sakshi, and I'm so excited too.
Yes.
Coming to my background, I come from a small town in a place called, I was born in Khammam. I was raised in Karimnagar. My father was a lawyer and my sister's a lawyer too. And now my daughter is also going to law school, third generation. I started my journey in Karimnagar, and then I studied my bachelor's in Nizam College. Went to law school in Symbiosis, Pune. I was a gold medalist in law. Did my master's in journalism also. Did my MBA with marketing. Did my master's in taxation law from Symbiosis. I was a good student back in 1985 to 89. Got into law practice in 99. It was first time. I was only 22, 23. I became a lawyer advocate, and then I started teaching also in a college called Justice Kumrai Law College. I was very much involved in human rights and fighting the rights of poor people during the college time as well. I was also into moot court competitions. I was topper. And then I got into practice of law. I was teaching law in a law college. I was also teaching chartered accountants and bankers and BCom guys. That was my journey. I was also interested in politics, so I became a youth congress secretary of District of Karimnagar. And I was also into charity work, so I became a secretary for Lions Club. And about 20 organizations I was a president, Rajiv Youth Sangam, and many, many more. That didn't stop my journey. I was there with my father for a couple of years. Then I moved to Hyderabad, and didn't stimulate me. I went to Delhi. I was in Supreme Court of India. Worked for one of the best law firms in Delhi called Dua and Associates and Singhani and Associates. And my journey did not stop there. From there, I learned international trade law, joint ventures, technology transfer, trademark patent, intellectual property, big time litigation in Supreme Court, writ petitions in Supreme Court, high courts. And from there, I moved to Australia to do my bachelor's of law and master's of law. I went to one of the best law school called Queensland University of Technology, pursued my bachelor's and master's. As I said, I was interested in politics. I contested in the university as a general secretary. And I finished my bachelor's and master's in Australia, Brisbane and Sydney. Became a solicitor there, worked in a 100-year-old firm called Nicole Robinson and Kidd Solicitors. And then my journey continued to London. I went to London as well and studied my law again. I did my professional training and took my solicitor's exam, passed it, became a solicitor there, worked for a while. And then from there, I moved back to New York. And after coming to New York, when I applied to take my bar exam, the Law Society here, they said, no, you got to go back to school again. So my journey was again going to law school in New York. I went to one of the best law school called Brooklyn Law School. And because of my management experience, the reason I speak about my journey, because I came as a visitor to this country. And I got my F1 student visa, from student visa to an H1B, from H1B to a green card, and today I'm a citizen. So whatever I speak in live, and today I have my own firm in Manhattan, opposite Empire State Building. I've been here for 20 years now. I've established an IT consulting firm. Initially, it was called Asterisk Consulting. We brought about 300 people into the country, different types of professionals. I've helped 300 families. And now we have another company, IT consulting company called Excel Solutions. And we have established a college called American Institute of Professional Studies. And we help students going and taking the MBBS, exams, licensing exams, USMLE. And our school also train IT people, accounting, and fashion designing as well. And I didn't stop my journey there. I've established connections all over the world because of my education in law in 4 different continents. We are helping a lot of clients all over the world in terms of property law, in terms of family law, in terms of immigration law, in terms of cross-country litigation, in terms of setting up corporations in America, in terms of, people who have problems in India, we practice in India. We are there in high courts, district courts, Supreme Court of India. We file writ petitions, everything. And in UK, I was there last month. Some of our Telugu students got arrested. I was there assisting them. And we assist people all over the country in US, those who get in trouble with law in terms of family law. We have a lot of clients, domestic clients all over America, in California, in Texas, Boston, you name the city, we have clients call me from all over the world. I also have my own YouTube channel called Kaveti Law, and I frequently come on many television channels. So I speak on various social aspects of domestic violence and people who are having problems with H4s, those who are going through a battered spouse syndrome, and people who want to establish corporations in America, people who have debt recovery, people who have problems with their property issues and back in India here, and people who want to buy properties anywhere in the world. And many aspects, because of my education of law in 4 different continents, I basically assist people from all over the world. We work with different lawyers. It's not that I just do it, because we have attorneys qualified in different areas of law, and we hire them as counsels. We're actually just filing one case in Germany now. There was an abuse of a client, family abuse and child neglect issues are there. And we have filed cases in Turkey. We have cases all over the world, basically. Anybody who's, Desi guy who has trouble anywhere in the world, we assist them. Because of my management background, because of my tax background, because of my legal background in all these 4 continents, and because of my American passport, I travel a lot. And we did assist some people in Malta. We have assisted clients in Poland. We have clients in Poland. We have clients in Lithuania, Latvia. UK, we have a lot of clients. I visit 4 to 5 times a year. And I do visit India 4 to 5 times a year. And we have a lot of clients. We also handle, people having problems with police station, people who are having 498A, dowry cases, people are having property issues, and, even old parents. And we also file pro bono cases. What is a pro bono means? It's a public good. We have filed case on China on behalf of SP Balasubramanian family. We filed a case on Nepal in international court on behalf of Kerala because some Keralites died in Nepal. And we are filing a litigation in Tirupati now because there's so many unlawful churches came. And, we work for people, and we do a lot of, we're handling one case in Nizamabad now. One girl was being betrayed by a policeman. So we are filing, there's no limitation. We do a lot of videos on social issues. Like there was a person who died in a train accident in Hyderabad, and we advise a lot of clients in different areas of law, in terms of social media, defamation, many cases, different areas of IPC crime. And now we are advising some clients who are getting arrested because they're using fake documents to come to America. And in the past, we have helped a lot of Tri-Valley University students who were victims. We got them reinstatement of students. Some of them got arrested. We got them bails. So, my firm basically, because of my experience of 32 years in the world, so we assist everybody who comes to us. And, sometimes we have expertise, sometimes we hire outside lawyers, and we work with lawyers all over the world. We have offices in Delhi, Bombay, Madras, Bangalore. We have clients in Ahmedabad, Surat. We have clients in Punjab and in Kerala as well. Visakhapatnam, Vijayawada, Warangal, you name it. We have clients. And in Karimnagar, I come from Karimnagar. We have an office there. Hyderabad, we have office. And I have partners, we have partners in New York as well. We have African partners. We go to Africa too. We have a Ghana office. My partners are from Ghana. And we have some Harvard lawyers who are helping us in filing bankruptcies. And we have some Spanish lawyers. We have different lawyers from all over the world. I work with different lawyers from different perspective, different spectrum of the world, because at the end of the day, the key is to justice to all, and we want to give good legal services. And the problem is in the Western world or even in India, lawyers go to court. Their people are scared to contact lawyers. One, because they think lawyers are expensive in the Western world. Two, a language is a barrier. Number three, people think that once they go to a lawyer, they get stuck. It's not that. And we do a lot of good work. I mean, people can check up my background.
Yes.
I have an excellent credibility online.
Yes.
I do a lot of work for past 32 years. So that's about me. And I'm so excited that I'm doing this show today.
Yes.
This
We
is for
will-
non-resident Indians.
Yes, definitely. We
That's
will
about me. That's
Yeah. So, Mr. Srinivas, I thought we would cover up a small topic that we decided to. So, basically, we have a lot of students nowadays, especially students in USA, are having this problem where they are providing fake certificates and now they're into trouble. Can you please explain a little about the situation that has been arising and please share your views on them?
Okay, our firm is getting a lot of calls on this, and some clients even came and saw us in our office that the Indian police are contacting them, saying that you went to America, you got a visa, you registered in the school, and there's an FIR has been booked on your name, and they've even informed the ICE, and the Indian police have informed the college, saying that this gentleman has come with a fake certification. So some calls are coming saying that these particular clients are saying the college intends to terminate them. I want you to understand, your viewers, that in America, because after September incident, the F1 regulations have changed and there's a service system. What does that mean? The immigration is tracking the students, whether they're coming into the school, whether they're attending the classes, whether they're doing well with their academics, and stuff like that. Basically, if you don't go to class 2 times, the system will alert and they might even lose their status. Because the reason is, in America, just a little background, that the September incident, the 9/11 incident was done by students in America. These was Arabic students who came, who were doing English, and they took credit cards and they went and did the pilot training. They went and crashed the Twin Towers. Since that time, the immigration became so alert and said, because students have come and one Bangladeshi guy came on a student visa, he tried to attack Wall Street. Since that time, they are monitoring students. So anything when they come to know that students are doing something unlawful, they take it very seriously. Immigration takes very seriously. Why? Because they think that maybe these students are terrorists or they're coming to do some harm to the country. So what they've been doing when they get an information about the students, even fraudulent activity or students coming with fake degrees, any crime perpetrating by the students, the immigration police and immigration takes it very seriously. So the schools, what they do, they terminate their status. What does it mean? They basically cancel your admission in the school and they will inform the immigration. The immigration, what they will do, they will terminate your status. That means you come on a student status with 5 years visa, your visa get terminated. That means they cancel your visa. They could even arrest you. They could even put you in deportation proceedings. They could even put you in an immigration jail. And eventually they could even try you or charge you and send you back to India or to your respective countries, which is called deportation proceedings. So what has been happening now, if you see in Telangana and Andhra, a lot of television channels are covering this for the past few years and for past few days. The Delhi police have come to Andhra and in Telangana. They're arresting racket in Warangal. those who have done fake degrees and fake work experiences. So they are arresting a lot of education consulting companies. They have arrested already many people, those who have done fake, degrees, and those who have helped these students getting a student visa, F1 visas, and coming to America. And now they're also charging and filing cases on students and sometimes their parents, and sometimes even bankers, and sometimes who have student consulting companies, those who have helped to come to America. So what is happening is the students who are in America, they are contacting us, who are having problems with their school, and some schools are asking them to go and transfer out. Some schools are terminating their status. Some students are going here and there and talking to lawyers, and some are getting some bad advices of saying that, may I marry somebody? And some people are saying, file some political asylum. Things like this. People are going to wrong measures. So when they contact our firm, our qualified attorneys are advising them, saying, don't do unlawful things. There's a procedure in this country. There's a due process of law.
Yes.
Yes.
Getting to that.
So that's what happened.
Yes, getting to that, Mr. Srinivas. I was hoping, now that you have so much experience in this field, I was hoping you could suggest the viewers watching the show what are some common mistakes that the students tend to do, and that, they face a lot of different consequences. So according to you, and some suggestions from you to the students watching the show, some mistakes that they must avoid.
First of all, when the school gets in touch with you, ask them to put everything in an email, number one. Number two, if any immigration officer or any police officer, they get in touch with you, you have certain rights in the United States of America by the Constitution. These are called Bill of Rights. They are called, Miranda rights. What is a Miranda rights? That means you have a right to have a lawyer. There are certain amendments in Constitution of America that has given protection to the individuals who live in America, whether illegal people or legal people, whether students or H-1Bs or green card holders or citizens. Anybody who is in American soil, they have certain rights. What is that right? You have a right to remain silent, number one. Number two, you have a right to have an attorney. Number three, a due process of law, procedural due process, substantial due process. What does it mean? When the police is giving you, they have to give you a notice. They have to give you something on a piece of paper. Number two. Number three, if they have to try you, if they have to charge you, they have to put you before the judge. So that's called notice and hearing. That means the immigration officer gives you an opportunity. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to have an attorney. And once you say that I want to have my attorney, I cannot speak to you, officer. But one thing the students have to give. If the officer is asking your identity, you have to give your disclosure identity. If they ask you your address, you have to provide your address. If they ask your phone number, they can give it to you. You can give it to them. However, if they're asking anything more about your crime, did you come with the fake certificates? Is your education fake? Did you obtain a visa fraudulently? The students have a right to remain silent. They can say that, sir, I am exercising my constitutional right. I want to remain silent, and I want to hire an attorney. I will not speak without an attorney. The moment they say that, it's called Miranda rights, the police or any enforcement agency have to stop questioning you. So that's the first thing what students have to take care of themselves. And two, they can contact competent immigration attorneys in their own respective jurisdictions. Unfortunately, many of our Desi lawyers, they practice immigration law. They do H-1Bs, they do L-1s, they do corporate immigration. But there are very few lawyers who do immigration litigation, criminal immigration law. So you need to understand that you need to get hold of people who do litigation in immigration. That means who goes to court and defend such clients. Get in touch with such people and speak to some criminal lawyers who practice criminal law. And then you can, once you hire a lawyer, and let the lawyer talk to the investigative agencies, let the lawyer handle the case from then. That's the first thing they have to know. The second thing, don't get panicky. Sometimes students are doing unlawful things. Don't run away, because some clients are asking, shall I book a ticket and go back to India? You don't have to do that, because once you go back to India, you'll also be charged by the Indian police, because the Indian police is also looking for you. So you'll be in trouble in America, you'll be in trouble in India. So don't rush yourself. And you have certain legal rights. Hire some lawyers in America. Don't talk to some Indian advocates, because Indian advocates would not know the American law. And don't talk to some family lawyer. The family lawyer would not understand what is a criminal law. And don't talk to some immigration H-1B lawyer who will not do any criminal law. So talk to lawyers who does criminal law practice, and talk to lawyers who does immigration litigation practice anywhere in the country. The 50 states, there are very competent lawyers. Go and meet them. Don't do penny wise, pound foolish, because many students, they don't want to invest money. They don't want to see lawyers by paying a consultation. Go and see them. So that's my advice to the students.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Srinivas. Another question that I wanted to ask, I'm very curious, is that you did tell us that you cover so many different topics in your law firms. Can you please, give a little bit more information about what are some different kinds of cases that you do around the world? Because you told us that you travel around the world, you travel to US, Europe, Australia. So what are some common cases that you tend to deal with, Mr. Srinivas?
Most of the times when I meet some Telugu people from Telangana or Andhra, many times there are cases pertaining to domestic law. Wife being subjected to physical abuse, mental abuse, and the husband is troubling wives. They're not opening a bank account. They're not allowing them to have a car driving license. They're abusing the children. They're threatening them, saying that if they're hitting them. They're saying, if you complain, I will send you back home. I will cancel your visa, things like that. Guys, I want you to understand, whoever is watching from the world, Western world is a civilized world. I lived in Australia, I lived in Canada, I lived in England, I've been living in New York. I've traveled about 30 countries in the Western world. The Western world, we all have human rights, basically. We all have rights. We have a right to live with dignity. We have a right of liberty. We have a right of speech, freedom of expression. We have a right to exercise our own religion. Every woman, every man, they have certain rights. So merely because you're coming to the Western world being a dependent doesn't mean that you're a slavery, because slavery is not there. It's abolished in America. So don't be slaves. We all have to live with dignity. Many times I come across such cases, and people call me from England, people call me from different parts of the world. That's number one. Number two area I come across, a lot of sellers, people who are doing business overseas, exporters. They supply goods, and in turn, these are sellers from India, and the buyers, they buy goods from overseas, and they don't give money. They don't pay money to our guys. That is the second area where I come across. The reason is because these sellers who are exporters from India, they don't have a good watertight contract. Once you supply goods, you should have some good watertight contract. The unfortunate thing, most of our suppliers and sellers and merchants from India, they approach their own chartered accountants. And the chartered accountants are not qualified to draft a contract. This is an international contract. There are two countries involved. There are two country laws are involved. And there is a breach of contract, where they have to go, which country they have to go, where they have to file litigation. I come across such cases, and a lot of cases by sellers from India, and they burn their hands, and they don't have a good contract, and they don't get money from overseas. Debt recovery, that's a debt recovery. And they don't know which court to go, whether they go to Indian court or they have to go to foreign court.
Yes.
Arbitration is the key.
Yes.
So that's the biggest problem by our Indian guys.
Yes.
Because that's the area we do it. We do it because it's international trade law. We do it all the time.
Yes.
And we draft a lot of contracts.
Yes, Mr. Srinivas. And finally, is there anything that you want to say to the viewers watching the show? Again, I will wish you a very happy birthday. Anything that you want to say to the viewers finally?
There are many areas in this small segment I cannot cover, but for students, I was kind of worried about the students from India and who are staying in America. Let them contact my firm. I will share my WhatsApp, if it is okay, number 917-324-7803, and my email is, my personal email is srikaveti@hotmail.com. And I'm not trying to solicit my business through this show. I just want to assist. We give some free legal advices to people, even domestic violence clients. H4 guys who have come to America, they also can renew their visas if they are subjected to a domestic violence. I mean, there are a lot of men also going through this, and a lot of women, they're losing properties back in India and America because husband, they don't disclose. So we handle a lot of those domestic violence cases. We handle a lot of H4 cases, and we also do a lot of
Yes.
corporate litigation. We
Yes.
also do a lot of, and a lot of Indians, a lot of NRS, they burn their hands buying properties in India. We also do due diligence of, title search and
Yes.
everything in Indian properties.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I'm handling now one big client in Shirdi. They are selling 25 acres of property. So I'm handling that too.
Yes.
So a lot of tenancy matters also as well in India.
Yes,
I get
Mr.
a lot of
Srinivas.
clients in America. They say, we have properties in India. They're not paying the rent. So, have a good contract. That is
Yes.
the key. The problem is, our people, they go to chartered accountants. Chartered accountants are not qualified. Unfortunately, in Indian
Yes, Mr.
advocates, many
Srinivas,
people are not.
I am really sorry. I think the time is up, but we did cover so many different topics. We will definitely have another show, maybe, talk a little. Thank you so much for the viewers for tuning in. You're watching Sakshi TV with me, Shivani Raj.